and people who work with entrepreneurs. That's really our story. And today in the studio we have our personnel reporter, Marc Z from Longfellow Staffing. Hi, Marc.
Jeff, good afternoon. Great to see you. Great to be here.
Great to see you too, Marc. You're bringing up a subject which we hear a lot about in business, and you're always doing to me. We're going to talk about a little bit about workplace harassment, correct?
Correct. You know, it's interesting. Yesterday, an employee brings up, well, that environment was hostile. Well, what is hostile? And then we spoke to the employer that the person who had worked at, because they were a temporary employee, they said, how is it a hostile work environment? This person wanted to work here, and up to about a week ago, she was asking for the position. So, you know, what I wanted to say, as the economy gets better...
So she used that as an excuse because she couldn't get the position?
We don't know. In one hand, we hear from other people that it's a tough place to work, but what I wanted to say is just being a tough place to work does not make it a hostile work environment. I mean, if you go...
See, Steve?
If you go
Yes.
to one office that's in a very aggressive, high-flying sales environment, that's one environment.
Right.
If you go to a low-key educational teaching consulting company or a daycare center, it may be another. So it all applies to what the person's environment is, what the employer does with certain information, and what the employee does, as well as what the job is. So there are a lot of factors, and that's what I thought I would share with our entrepreneurs today. On the employer side, obviously you want to create the best possible environment, but as part of the environment, you're going to have issues day to day between coworkers, coworkers' conduct to each other, and there's certain things, for example, like blatant age discrimination, religious discrimination, sexual orientation discrimination, that if any of those areas are violated, you have a classic harassment, whether it's sexual, age, or whatever, dealing with that. On the other hand, it gets a little bit trickier if you're dealing with a, quote, hostile work environment. What is a hostile work environment? A hostile work environment is where a work area environment is created that make it very difficult for a person to work and perform their job on a day-to-day basis without feeling that they're violated in some way. And there are a lot of steps to deal with that.
And just